Okay, we're back here at Mckelvie now, and now we're going to be doing some interviews with some political candidates. That's always been a big part of the parade here in Bedford, for as far back as I can remember anyway. It's a gathering where people come together, candidates, and they are able to exchange their views and try and gain support from their fellow citizens here in town. I'm joined now by Eli, who has announced his candidacy for the state reps for the House of Representatives here in Concord. Eli, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And give us an idea of why you're running for rep.
Well, what really worries me is my background is a little different from most of the people in Bedford. I actually was born in former USSR, and I really grew up in a society where the individual freedom and liberties weren't tolerated. And the life there was unbearable, so I ran away here, really, just to have that opportunity to voice my voice and be free. And what really scares me as I've been looking at the past few years is we're losing our freedoms. We have the government that taking over the entire decision-making for people, the bureaucracy, and I'm afraid this country will become what my country used to be all those years ago and still is. That's why I'm running for office, in order to prevent it from happening. I want my grandkids and kids to grow up in a free country like it is today.
Well, and I think we can all echo those sentiments because basically, as you know, the theme of the parade this year is to honor our veterans who have donated so much of their lives and time to preserving our freedoms and you know, making this a better place, better town to live in. So I know as the campaigns start to increase, we'll be seeing more of you, and that's great. But I do want to thank you for coming by, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the future. Pleasure. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good.
You having a great day?
I'm having a great day. Beautiful, beautiful weather out today.
It's
Could not ask for a better day for a parade.
We couldn't ask for a better day for a lot of reasons. One, I mean,
Right.
It's okay.
All right.
Couldn't ask for a better day, right?
Could not have asked for a better day.
Absolutely. You know, today, obviously, the most important part of today is really thanking our veterans. You know, 10% of the people in New Hampshire are veterans, and it's their sacrifices that have given us the ability to be everything that's so important to us. And, you know, this is a great way to see Bedford turn out and recognize all the hard work people have done.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's an amazing statistic that 10% of our population is veterans in New Hampshire. And I'm really impressed with like how many people showed up today. It was a great turnout.
It was a fantastic turnout. You know, this is obviously a town that's very patriotic, that believes in New Hampshire, that believes in our veterans, and, you know, believes in those traditional New Hampshire and American values that we have. Yeah. And, you know, I think it's important that every year we do celebrate it and recognize our veterans, and we're just very thankful we have that opportunity to do it.
Yeah. I'm also very thankful that we had a lot of kids show up today, like kids in like groups like the Cub Scouts and the Girl Scouts and the Sunflower Scouts. They all showed up.
And they should. I mean, you know, it's a part. I mean, I don't know if you were a Cub Scout when you were younger. I mean, I went through the entire system.
I wasn't a Cub Scout, but
yeah, I went through the system. I never became an Eagle Scout. I mean, that's a very, very high standard. But just having that ability to thank people from Bedford and to reinvest in your community, that's really where it starts. And it's important. And Bedford, again, is very committed to it. And we're really excited about that.
Yeah, it's a very good thing to have people like come out and show support like this.
Fantastic. Well, you know, as you know, we're recent movies back into Bedford. Excited to be here. Excited to participate in everything going on. And we look forward to talking to you more.
Yep. Thank you for showing up.
Thanks so much. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay. Hey, John, thanks so much for coming out today. I mean, you've been coming out every single year, right?
Every single year I've lived in Bedford. Of course, I belong to the VFW post here, and I've been incredibly proud to march with them and to carry one of the flags, whether it be the U.S. flag or the post flag every year. It's a very, very emotional experience for me because there's only one thing that really runs through my mind, and that's all the fellas I knew in Vietnam who were killed, okay, who didn't come back. And I was in some ugly combat situations, both in the air and on the ground. And that is the only thing I think about, and it brings tears to my eyes as I'm walking down the street. I wish that more folks in Bedford would come out, you know, to honor the thousands, the tens of thousands, you know, of service people who have given everything, you know, from the Revolutionary War on. But that's what goes through my mind. And when I stand here at Mckelvie School and the Bedford High School band, which is fantastic.
They sure are, aren't they?
When they play the Star Spangled Banner and the Scouts lead the, you know, the Pledge of Allegiance, I'll tell you, that gives me goosebumps. I've got goosebumps all over, I'll tell you. It's a very emotional experience for me.
That's fantastic. Hey, John, thanks so much for coming out. Really appreciate it. Anything else you want to add?
No, just thank you very much for letting me share a word or two, Andy.
Well, as you know, all of us truly appreciate all the services and all the sacrifices you gave to defend everything that's so important to us here in America.
Okay, thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody. John Zabrowski with the VFW Post here in Bedford for our Pre-Memorial Day Parade, and a great pleasure for me to introduce Ovid LaMontagne, who is a candidate for governor. And I think, Ovid, this may be the first Bedford parade you've been out to.
No, I've been to several Bedford parades, but this is as nice as it gets. It really is. Some great people come out to help out, to, you know, remember what it is that we live and die for here in America, and that's freedom and liberty, and the good men and women who've served us before. We want to make sure we honor them by celebrating what is unique about America and here in New Hampshire, and that's our camaraderie with one another, our fellowship, our great communities, and the parade does that in a lot of good ways.
Ovid, what units in the parade, or what marching units touched you the most? There was quite an array this year. What really grabbed your attention?
You know, it's interesting. I think, first of all, the veterans, I'm always touched by them and their commitment still to our country, and they're proud to wear the uniforms and to stand for the services of our state. But also the young people, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. That's our future, John, and I'm just encouraged that they're still participating and that parents encourage them to do that.
Ovid, thank you very much. Thank you so much for being out here.
It's great
and
to be
hope
here.
to see you next year.
I hope so, too. Thanks, John.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, and now I'm back with the mic, and I'm pleased to be here with Representative Ken Hawkins. Kenny, I know you've been peddling hamburgers and hot dogs and everything else at the end of the parade.
Yep.
Well, and that's always been a really great thing that has been part of the Bedford Parade. And as I said, this is also a place where most politicians end up, because it's where they can socialize and put forth a platform. But, you know, what did you think of the parade today? Did you get a chance to actually watch it?
Yeah, we see it as it goes by. And we've been doing this for, I don't know, 30-something years. And we did 160 hamburgers, 160 hot dogs in a half hour. So we're used to cranking them out. And we ran out of water. We almost ran out of soda, so we timed everything perfect.
Well, that's great. And of course, it's a fundraiser for your group as well, and that even speaks more for the community. But, you know, as you know, this parade this year was a dedication to the veterans and the contributions that they made to our country and to you know, our community. So I mean, I think the turnout was tremendous. A lot of neat things in the parade.
We'll see, that's why I have my ribbon.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. But anyway, thanks so much for stopping by, Kenny.
Right. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Take care. And now I'm joined by Representative Laurie Sanborn, who serves with the in the House in Concord. And Laurie, I saw you were even in the parade this year. What do you think of it?
Oh, it was a wonderful parade. I love parades, and this was one of the best I've ever been in. We had a convertible here today, and we enjoyed the sunshine and enjoyed meeting a lot of people today.
Well, the turnout that we had was phenomenal, and again, basically because it is honoring the veterans, and that you know, they're a group of people that we really should be paying homage to. And I think that was what came through loud and clear today.
And that's absolutely the point of this whole weekend. And even though we're doing this a little bit before Memorial Day weekend, I think it's important to honor the veterans, and that's what we're here to do today.
Laurie, thanks so much.
Thank you.
It's always good to see you.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye now.
Hi. Hello, I'm sitting here with Mr. Bill Van Anglen, the head of the Republican Party for Bedford. Thank you very much.
It's the town we're in, you know.
Thank you. I just had a couple questions. How did you feel the parade went today?
I think the parade went really well. I mean, we had a lot of people participating. We had a couple bands. You had a lot of different groups marching. I think it was, you know, it really had a lot of color to it. A lot of people. I wish more people would come out, but I think it's the people that participated in the parade. It's getting bigger, and it was a nice parade.
I agree. It was a very nice parade. What was your favorite float?
I think the float with the state seal was my favorite. It was well done. There were a lot of really good floats. So some of the kids' floats were great. Having walked that distance, I wish I was riding on a couple of them. But I think it was a really, you know, some of the floats were quite creative.
Yeah, I agree. They were absolutely fantastic.
And now I'm jumping on in too, because having known Billy as long as I have, you know, we did actually we filmed the road races yesterday. And that was, of course, this whole weekend has been a tribute to our veterans and so on and so forth. And one of the things Bill has mentioned was that he actually ran in the first road race.
You wouldn't believe that now. I've been on a heavy carb diet. I've been on a heavy carb diet for a lot of years, but you wouldn't believe it now. But I did run in the very first Memorial Day road race. And I don't remember the date or the year, but I know I was in it.
Well, that was 38 years ago.
Wow.
This was the 38th one we did yesterday. So I mean, you know, you and I have seen so many things change in Bedford over the years, Bill. But you know, the one thing that's been really consistent is the effect that this parade has on the citizens of Bedford. They always come out. It used to, of course, go down through the center, which was nice. But this is a good route too. I don't think it's quite as taxing as what going through the center used to be. And of course, we don't have to cross 101, which is always
dodging cars.
Yeah, dodging cars
Not
could be.
as quick as I used to be.
And in some instances, some people might pay. At least in my case. But, you know, for practical purposes, I think that, you know, we've seen a lot of changes, but the parade and the road races have been constant in the citizens becoming involved. So anyway, we've got an interesting political season becoming, wrapping up and coming on soon, because the filing is going to be wrapping up. And I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of you, and you'll be seeing a lot more of us.
Yeah.
So
what I'd like to say, though, is we really should take a minute to thank all the veterans and all of the active duty military and their families. I mean, I grew up in a military family. My dad was in the Air Force. He was in 3 wars. It's you know, it really takes a lot out of you as a family, and we should just take a minute to really think and thank all of the people that have died for our country, and all the people that have lost people, and even the people that are the military and their family, they're active duty now, because there's a lot of sacrifice that I don't think a lot of people realize. So I'd like everybody to take a minute to think about that, and you know, if you pray, put them in your prayers.
well said. And thank you so much, Bill, and my cohort in crime, and we'll be coming right back to you. Okay, and now we're back, and we're joined by Representative John Graham, who actually has a dual role here. First of all, as rep, but also as being a very active member in the VFW. And, you know, we thank you for being here, John.
It's a pleasure. And, you know, this week, every year when Bedford gets together to do its pre-Memorial Day parade, it's always great because it shows a lot of what's going on in town. You know, all the groups come out, they support the parade, and it really is both a festive and a solemn occasion at the same time, if you could put those words together. But it does show that Bedford does come together on a great many things.
And of course, as I've been saying throughout today's programming, this particular year was a dedication to the veterans in recognition of their service and their commitment and their sacrifice. So for practical purposes, I think this parade was a home run in every aspect.
Oh, it was, you know, and obviously, you know, the theme was honoring veterans, but with Memorial Day just a week away for the national holiday, it's also time to reflect a bit on, as was mentioned, the million men and women who've given their life in service of our country since the Revolution up through even this year. The state of New Hampshire in the last year has lost 3 young men to combat in Afghanistan and Iraq. So, you know, it does take some time out to pause for that, but you know, to honor those who are still serving, and you look around, there were World War II vets who were participating in today's parade, and it's great to see them out and about and still here with us.
And that's a blessing in many ways, because they have had experiences that we couldn't even begin to imagine. At any rate, John, I thank you for stopping by. It's great seeing you, of course.
Always good to see you, Rick.
And we will look forward to seeing you. The filing period is coming up.
Filing period starts in mid-June, 6th of June, I believe.
Okay, and now as we are wrapping up our presentation down here, I'm joined by Sean Van Anglen. Sean's started out, I think you were 9 or 8, running kids voting for me at the elections, and now you know, is in college and active in political circles. So I'm glad that you came over today, Sean. And you know, you've seen all these parades as you've been growing up and whatnot. Give us a little bit of your impression for today.
You know, it's great to see the town of Bedford still active in this parade. You know, we lost Old Town Day, you know, which was one of my favorite events, and you know, we still have the parade, which, you know, my grandfather being in the Air Force, you know, it means a lot to me that we still have all this support from around the town. Seeing all the little kids come out and their families, you know, oh, it's just that one event where all the people in Bedford come together and celebrate, and you know, that's really special. I wish we could add some more things to the town to do that. But, you know, we had this one great event here in mid-May, and, you know, great turnout every year, nothing wrong.
No, and I think that, you know, it speaks well of our community, and, you know, it's a magnet for people to come to and to enjoy. So thanks a lot, Shawnee.
Thank you.
You take care now.
All right.
Okay. Again, we're now back here at McKelvie, and it was a tremendous parade. Hopefully you'll enjoy it as much as we enjoyed it. So, you know, basically, the weather has been with us. It's been a tremendous day. The bands were phenomenal, and we saw so many of the good parts representative of our community, from the Girl Scouts and the Cub Scouts to the Boy Scouts to so many organizations that just speak so well of us. Our town organizations, the fire department, the police department, and the highway department, all of who we need to be thanking in our thoughts every day for everything that they do for us. But, you know, basically, Nicky, what did you think of what was going on?
Actually, I thought the parade was really fantastic. I'd have to say my favorite float was that went by was the Cadillac. It was just absolutely phenomenal to see, along with the state seal, which was pretty fantastic. And to see all the little Cub Scouts and Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts running down the street along with everybody, all organized and looking good, was pretty fantastic.
And CJ, you and I were talking about certain things as the parade was going on. And, you know, we were talking about principally the fire truck, but, you know, what were your thoughts? You've seen a lot of these over the years from, you know, living in Bedford for so long.
Well, drawing a blank.
Well, you know, it's, I think that one of the things that we all have to be thankful for is, you know, the people that showed up and the people that were there. And, you know, what was the favorite part that you had in the parade at all?
Well, my favorite part was when the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts came by and they started just throwing candy at us, and it just caught us off guard. I think that was pretty exciting.
It was, and our last co-host, who unfortunately she was here and then she left, was Barbara Shagnon, and she put a lot of time into coordinating this show for Bedford Positively. And, you know, I've got to tell you, Barb had a good thing going because she brought a squirt gun with her. And as people were going by, she was liberally applying water to them. And that was something that was sort of fun to watch. So at any rate, on behalf of CJ and Nick and Barb and myself, we thank you for allowing us to do this. And on behalf of Bedford Positively, this is what we're all about, showing what's good and positive in our community. So again, thank you for allowing us to be part of this, and we'll be seeing you soon.